Hey, crypto and family. This is Nemesis with the Crypto Brothers. And did you guys see that earlier? Ethereum went to number three. Number three. Who took their spot? That Ripple Nipple? Oh man, I can't believe it. Whenever I saw that earlier, my jaw hit the ground. I thought it was like, I'm like, oh my god, is this the death of Ethereum? Is this actually happening? The flippening? Oh gosh. And then, of course, the whole market kind of recovers. All is well. Anybody holding on to that Ethereum could relax. Ethereum took its rightful place as number two. People like my wife that have a few Ethereum that they're holding on, that she's holding on to. Um, yeah, she's kind of been worrying about that ever since it kind of started dropping a while back, and she bought in when it was a little higher. So she's got to wait a little longer, hodl that stuff until she gets them gains back. But that being said, hop right up and into it. I kind of like this charting, just on the whole. It looks cool when it's all green. I mean, look at all that, tons of green. I just like the how it looks. This is a little easier for me to read. Bitcoin trading at 6,800. Ethereum $248 at number two. It's a good thing. Don't want that centralized Ripple being number two. Heck no. I mean, but that's my opinion. And I'm just some dude talking about crypto on the internet. So don't take my advice. And you see a lot of everybody is taking some good gains. Some people have plateaued and they're kind of having their little corrections. A lot of them are showing signs that they might be just kind of plateauing. You have companies like Tezos. They've kind of corrected a little bit from their pump up. Was there any reason for it, or for the whole market to pump up? I haven't really looked into it myself. I work too much. Like I only dollar cost average into this stuff, so it's like every Friday or so, I might put, maybe 20, maybe $100 in if I can afford it. But I try to put that in every Friday. But that's just me. In the last few days, I've been kind of looking at this, trying to see where Bitcoin's actually going to be going. And this is Bitcoin against the dollar, according to Bitfinex. And I've been watching, it's like I watched the last little dip off. I'm sure everybody else has. We've all been here for a while. So I kind of don't try to trade right after big downturns or big run-ups. I try to wait a few candles to see what was going to happen. Now, I knew something was going to happen after this third candle, and considering that we have ourselves a little bit of a spinning top here, that usually shows a little bit of indecision of what's going to happen, and then you see the whole big push up. Now you're seeing another, and it's forming a really beautiful spinning top on this one, showing big market indecision. Is this going to be a sign that it's going to drop off in the next candles? We'll have to kind of take a look at that in the next couple of days. I try to stay away from myself getting into the 30-minute and the 4-hour. I'm not a day trader. I try to figure out when are good opportune times to buy in. And those are times where I believe is like coming into the market with a coupon. I'd rather come into the market when it dips down a little bit, put a little bit of money in at that point. I don't use the paid membership, so they showed me ads. But here it is there, you see yourself a little spinning top. It's trading within my channel now, finally, after it's been trading underneath for days. I don't think it's going to be able to hold this, what I think the trend line should be for a more linear growth. I think we have potentially more correction coming in, and we're going to start playing out sideways. You're going to see short little run-ups and then correcting back down from people taking profits. Is this market manipulation? If it just oscillates up and down, oh yeah, I believe that that's just wash trading, and it's just the wild how the market is. It's the Wild West. But our biggest gainers, and you want to talk about the Wild West, Terabit, 6,432% in the last 24 hours. Eat that, Vitalik. That's more than 1,000% X gains in 24 hours. And Vitalik said that there was no more to be left. That just shows it. The market still has it. It's just whatever the market dictates. Now, are these true numbers, or are they fibbed a little bit? Hard to say. I'd have to dig into it, see what exchanges they're being listed on, see what their actual volume numbers are. Is this an artificial inflation through trade bots and through trade bots and wash trading? It's hard to tell. If tomorrow you're looking at huge losses in there, well, then you know this was a Ponzi scheme, pump and dump. I hope it isn't. Then you got Plex Coin up 192%. Kind Ads token up 135%. Now this one I've actually heard a few things about. I mean, if you don't want to have ads in your platforms, you should have the right to be able to say no ads. That's your right. It's your computer and it's what you want to watch. But I believe that if you were to be rewarded to have them ads pop up on your screen and clutter your screen up and annoy the heck out of me, I should get paid for it. And if you want me to sit there and watch it, all right, give me some kind ad tokens. They're worth a little bit of something somewhere. Somebody better be able to use it. I mean, even if it's, what is it trading at right now? At 2 cents. Just a little over 2 cents. So it's not even like they'd even be paying me a whole lot. I mean, there's a lot of other places where you can watch ads and get paid for. Is this going to be something that you're going to see a lot of? I'm not sure. I've only heard a little bit about it, but to me, I don't think it's going to have a long-lived use case for it in the long run, but we'll see. You got High Coin, which is up 130%. I mean, there's for all these people who have these big gains. Congratulations if you hold them. I hope you're taking profits. For those who didn't take the profits when they could have, there's the big losers list. I hope nobody's holding on to these coins. Oh God, I hope nobody is. That's horrible. Down 96% in the last 24 hours. Protein. Universe Coin down 87.99% in the last 24 hours. I hope nobody here is holding on to these coins, because that might hurt a little bit if you bought in a little more than 24 hours when they were in their highs. And then, for those of you who are wanting to get into mining and do not know how to set up Simple Miner OS with the miner configuration, certainly drop a link down below, or drop a message down below, and I'll address them. If I get enough people asking me about it, I'll actually show a work through and start to finish and actually setting one up and actually watching one of my rigs go live onto that pool. And even if maybe even put a suggestion of what miner pool, what pool you want me to go to, maybe even which particular coin. Maybe you're having an issue trying to set it up to mine a particular coin. If it's something that I feel that I want to get involved with, maybe I might put one of my rigs on it just to show you how to set it up. Or I can just go and put a video down and just show how to start to finish set it up. This way you know how to get your miner configurations done the right way, and not have so many startup failures and stuff like that. I mean, you could have the wrong port and have two miners trying to yank into the same port, and you're not even realizing that that's what's making your rigs crash out on you. I had it happen, and it took me a second to figure out that I had the wrong port address on there. I had it going to a single rig port address instead of a multiple GPU rig address that had more than what was it, 15 GPUs, or no, more than 10. That's what it was, more than 10 GPUs. I had 12 GPUs on one rig. But I got dry throat all of a sudden. But yeah, if you guys got any questions on how to set this stuff up, I'll certainly show it. But getting into that, it's Friday. Mining rig updates. What it did from last Friday. Look at that. We have Green Day. From last Friday, we are up. Not a whole lot. We're not getting rich. I can't quit my day job yet. I just can't do it yet. Almost. I only have to do 20 times this. Maybe I might be able to quit my job. Just maybe. Might happen in my lifetime. I don't know. But it at least pays for me at least, it's paying for me to have a GPU rig. Have it running at least. Is it profitable enough to get equipment with it? No. Is it profitable enough to keep the thing running? Yes. Is it a little bit better than it was a few days ago? Yes. But it's not that I'm telling anybody, oh yeah, you should get into mining, go run out and grab an ASIC miner, go grab out 40, 1070 or 1080 Ti's. I would probably stay away from the 20 series just quite yet. It looks like the numbers just don't add up to what they should be. It kind of looks more to me from the way that the numbers are, it looks like a hopped up 1080 with slightly less performance all of a sudden, especially in the mining room. But that's just some of the numbers that I've been seeing. I've been trying to find somebody who's actually got one and is hashing away on it, seeing what their actual data is and what algorithm that they're running it on. This way I can kind of start gauging where the actual numbers would be across the board and see if it's something that is worth it to me for that price point of $1,000 for a graphics card. That if I can't make a profit with it and the card can't pay for itself and the electricity it uses, to me it's not worth getting involved with. And that's why I wouldn't at this point say, go ahead, jump into getting into mining, because it's going to take you a couple of years to get your ROI on investment. So this is not the exact time you want to get in on it. And its pricings are still kind of in the mid to high range for the GPUs that I like. I'd like to see the 20 series kind of come out and get a lot of the people that want the 10 series over onto that side so that the 10 series price comes down. How long is that going to be? I'm hoping after Christmas that the pricings will come down on a lot of that stuff. That's just my hope. But let's get into it. My GTX 1070s, which will be on this one, it's on Ethash. You know what? I think I can change. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So my GTX 1070 on Ethash it's got 30 mega hash on average. It does swing, so on that whole rig I just kind of took a small average of where they're kind of sitting at. A lot of times they sit like on the high side at like 31 mega hash, on the low side like 28. So, but a lot of times I see them flipping between 29 and 30, so I just called it 30. So whenever I did the point calculation, they on average or we're earning today about 55 cents a card. That's before electricity. They use 100 watts. This is unchanged. My cost to run them does not change either. So that is 24 cents to run. So after electricity costs, I'm earning 31 cents today per card on this rig, which is a penny up from last Friday. And then let me go down here. So then I have my GTX 1070 Ti's. A lot of times these ones bounce between like 29 to like, I've seen them hit almost 32. But they like to bounce between 30 and 31, so I just called it 31 mega hash on average. So today it earned 59 cents per card. The wattage again is never changed on it, and the 1070 and the TI, the non-TI and the TI variant, they use the same amount of wattage, same amount to run on the electricity. Today this one earned 35 cents, so I'm up like about 9 cents over last Friday, so that's pretty good too. And then the Antminer down here, this one went up pretty good amount too. I don't know if it's just that people are turning their rigs off and it's that, or if it's the little minor pump in the market that's making me look a little bit more profitable today, but profitable is profitable. I'll take it where I can get it. Helps pay the electricity that runs these things. I have a huge electric bill. My electric bill from last month was over $600. I mean, my buddies have been joking around with me that the cops are going to come over here thinking I got a grow house. And I'm going to be like, no, I'm just a nerd that likes cars. That's all that's going on here. But with that being said, I mean, I am green for today. That is a good thing. You don't want to ever run in the red. You don't want to be running in a negative at all. But from last Friday, I am green up from last Friday. So I'm slightly more profitable today. And then down here, I have my cooling room configurations. So if anybody's ever really kind of looking to figure out how to cool your room down without utilizing AC, especially if you're in a hot climate, you want to sit there and move the air as quickly as you can through there. All this equipment is made to be run air cooled. You don't care if you're running an ASIC or if you're running a GPU. They're all made to be run air cooled. There are certain ones, like I've been hearing some people with their FPGAs that they just run really hot. I don't know if that's just how the card is, or if that's just a programming issue on their end that's making it have an issue like that. I don't have any FPGAs to test out on my own, but when it comes down to ASICs or regular GPUs, they're all made to be run air cooled. You shouldn't have to run an AC unit on them. You shouldn't have to run water cooling to them if they came configured with an air cooling. I mean, to me, water cooling is an expense that I'm just not willing to get. It doesn't make sense to get an ROI off of that, and you don't get enough gains with it for me to allocate that in my budget. So I run everything air cooled. This is the size of my room in square feet. This is how many CFMs of fans that I have. In the course of 1 hour, I'm exchanging all the air 194 times in 1 hour. So that's enough to actually keep all of this cool no matter what. I don't care how hot it is outside or how humid. My rigs have been acting perfectly fine with all the little minor heat waves we've been having, and I do not run any AC. AC will, I mean, depending on what kind of an AC unit you're running, the one that I had was like 1,000 watts. That was like 85 or yeah, like right around $85 extra a month. Now I'm just using fans. Those two fans that I'm using are not even running me more than, oh god, I think it's like right around 10 or 12 bucks a month to run each fan. So that's considerably a lot less, and I'm more effectively cooling my rigs down. And I'm not heating up my whole house. So there are lots of little bonuses to it. And just know that if you live in a hot climate, you are going to need more CFMs. So if you have it in like a warehouse, and that warehouse in the middle of summer starts getting up a bunch of heat that it can actually just build up just from sitting in the sun, you got to remember that you have, for every 12,000 BTUs of heat, you got to have 400 CFMs of fan in order to expel that same heat. So if you're generating heat on top of the building generating heat, you have to double the amount of CFMs you have in there in order to wick out all the heat. Otherwise, the air is just going to get heat saturated, and they're just going to shut down your thermal throttle, all the stuff that you don't want to have happen to your rigs. Any kind of downtime is time that you're not making money, and a lot of times, if it's down, sometimes they're sitting there trying to reboot, even if they're failing. And it's just causing you to spend more electricity, which is costing you money. So be careful how you're doing your rig setups. With that being said, let me get to my ending scene. So with that being said, guys, I will see all of you guys next time. May your hash rates be high and your watts be low.